It's in the commercial playtesting stage, I'd say at this point. I'm thinking next summer is going to be when this game comes out. I think it'll be fully ready for publication. Alright. Test, are we rolling? Alright, I guess we're rolling. Welcome back to my channel, DeviDraw. I'm Devin. It's been a minute since I've uploaded. I think my last upload was 2022. Yeah, it's been forever. I haven't made any videos. I've been really busy, but what I was working on is this. Where do I start? Back in 2021, I made a video about a game I was working on, a tabletop game, and that was this prototype here. This was my first edition. I called it Monster Blobs back then. I've basically just been working on this the past couple of years. When I first made this, I thought like I was near the finish line of what was left to be done, but I was seriously naive to the complexity of game design. It turned out I had a lot more work to do on this game than I originally thought. I was way too naive, way too ambitious, thinking that this was like close to being done. The game was functional, this version, it worked. But if I had to be completely blunt, I think the gameplay was too boring and it was too simplistic. There wasn't enough there to make it more exciting or add more strategy. It felt more like a game of chance and kind of like you just do the same things over and over again. So I decided that something was missing and I needed to change the gameplay mechanics, add more stuff. I managed to put some more mechanics in there, but it really made things chaotic. All of a sudden I was having like mechanical problems. I was having issues like players ending up with like the entire deck in their hands and mechanics not working with other mechanics. There being like conflicts of interest between two different mechanics, like they don't work together. So it became a whole can of worms of me trying to figure out how to make things work. And basically that's what I've been doing the past couple of years, is just really refining those game mechanics, refining the artwork, really going into the lore of the game a lot better, and making a lot of adjustments to the theme of my game and the story. Like I even changed the name of the game, so this is no longer the name of my game. And that brings us to today. Basically, all my work I've been working on the past couple of years is in this box. I've been just playtesting this all the time, making new cards, testing those cards, making new cards again, and I think I finally have something in here that is not only functional but more fun to play than this version was. So I'm gonna open it up and show it off. These are my first two prototype copies of the new version, and this is basically what I've put together is what I'm calling a playtester's edition. So my game is ready, it's functional, it's playable. And what I'm going to be doing is looking for playtesters who want to try my game out. I'm looking for feedback. I want to make the game even better. Forever, it was at a point where I don't think it was even ready for the public and it wasn't playable. I was just playtesting it here with my fiance. But in the last year or so, I managed to put together my rule book and I managed to iron out my mechanic issues. And I think now, though there may be problems from time to time, or there may be some sort of mechanical issue from time to time, I think it's in a way better position and now it's finally ready for people to try it out. I have two copies in here. I ordered one with a linen texture and one with just UV coating on the box and on the card, so I'm going to see which one looks better. So my old title is gone. If I'm being honest, I struggle a lot with the title of my game. Even this one I was like iffy about, but it's the best I can come up with as far as a title. Maybe if someone has a better idea to title my game, feel free to let me know in the comments. As of right now though, the title of my game is Monsters vs. Minis. I'm so excited right now. I'm trying to contain my excitement because I've been working on this for so long now, and to see it in front of me is blowing my mind. I am so amped up for this. This is amazing. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm guessing this is the linen one. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but there's a bit of like a etching pattern there on the print. I don't know if it shows up. Yeah, it kind of shows up there. So you see how there's like lines basically. It's like a gloss finishing that has like a stitch pattern to it. Let's take a look at the other one. And then here's my standard edition. So this one doesn't have that, but it's standard UV coating, which also looks amazing. I wanted to see an example of both to see which one looks better, and they both look fantastic. Oh, this is so cool. All right. So, what's in here basically is my entire game. It's got all my cards, it's got my game pieces, everything you'd need to play, but I also put together my own playtesting survey. So the idea is my players will try the game out, do a couple rounds, and then they have a survey they could fill out where they give feedback like, what'd you like about the game? What didn't you like about the game? What do you think this would sell for as a retail price if I was to publish it? Things like that. And the whole idea is I want to collect as much feedback as possible from as many players as I can, casual players, hardcore players. I just want to get a good idea of what's fun, what's not fun. And the hope is that once I get enough feedback and I make my changes, then I'll move on to figuring out how to get this out there so it's publicly available. Now the question is, which one do I want to open? I think I'm going to open the linen one and save this one for later. So let's move this one to the side. Grab my trusty little box opener here. This little canary bird is cool. Got it from my future mother-in-law. Be very gentle. Don't want to scratch my new box. I always love the Game Crafter stuff. So they print on real chipboard boxes. So these are legit board game boxes, just like what you'd find on the shelf. Yeah, the linen is interesting. It leaves quite a neat texture. It's pretty nice. Yeah, you know, I don't mind it. It does add strength to it, so it lasts a little longer. So it is nice to just know it has more protection to keep it from eroding over time. It's also on the cards, so let's take a look at the cards. Snug lid. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's see what we got here. What's in here? Oh, that's my little insert for the bottom of the box. Let's see. Got some cards. Nice. Interesting. So they printed them off in like little wraps, separate wraps. It's neat. Looks like some of them are loose here. They used to do them in plastic bags. I guess they moved on from that. Cool. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, they're falling over. Hang on. All right. Let's just say this game contains laser cut components. All right. So sometimes they have a smell. So these are the stickers for my game tile. So the idea is you have a game tile in here and you stick these on. There's a day and night cycle in my game, and the way it works is that you have different objectives based on if it's daytime or nighttime in the game. So see if I can find. There's my survey. So here's what my play testers will fill out when they play my game. So once they're done playing, they can answer some questions, basically letting me know how their experience was. And here's my rule book. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Oh, awesome. So this is my rule book. This is all the mechanics of how my game works. So players can read this and figure out how to play. Everything looks pretty good. I guess my text at the top here cut a little close, so maybe in the future I'd move that down. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Fully functional rulebook. Fantastic. And then this. So I kind of have an ambitious goal here. It's a game, but I also would love kind of to set it apart from any other game. I love the concept that if I publish it one day, that I can include a comic book inside the box. So that's what this is. This is a roughed manuscript of a comic book I'm working on. That's going to be included with the game. So here's like a cool little, it's a short little introduction and story to my game. So the blobs live on this alien planet, and they play in the daytime, but then when the sun goes down and the moon goes up, they all transform into monsters and then begin battling. So, and then the story goes that they make their way to Earth essentially. So that's the goals. If I could figure it out through the production, I don't know if it'd be possible depending on margins and things like that, but I would love if my game could publish with a comic book inside the box. I think that'd be really cool. So this is the fire blob, and I'll show you what he transforms into. The fire blob, when it turns into nighttime, if you have this card, you can turn him into a fire monster, and now he's able to attack your opponent. And in here is my parts bag, so I'm guessing this is where all of my pieces are. So let's have a look inside. Yep, they're all in here. So there's like my tile. So we're gonna take these stickers and stick them on the tile, so then you can flip it back and forth. And then I guess they put the pencils in here, so these pencils are for my survey, so they could fill it out and answer questions. This is what I'm really excited for, my dice. So I made these dice. Oh, this is fantastic. Wow, this is so cool to see custom made dice. This is a dice you can roll to change the face to daytime or nighttime, although there is cards in the game that allow you to do that as well. And then these are my battle dice, so you can battle your monsters against each other, like roll for attack, roll for defense, or critical hits. So this is really cool. I'm so excited about this. And then there was one little piece I didn't mention, which I'll go grab, which is these things. My little gem tokens. In my last video I mentioned I was working on some special mode for my game involving some gem pieces, and I think that's what I was going for all along about making the gameplay more exciting, is that I feel like there wasn't enough going on in the game and there needed to be something extra. And what I figured out to do was actually give the blobs and monsters in my game special abilities that kind of enhance gameplay. So now they have special powers, and there's different ones on each card. Like for instance on this card, burn damage. When you attack, the attacker takes 1 damage after. It's what I call a crystal power. So you take the gem token and you put it on the card like that, and that gives you access to that ability. And there's all kinds of abilities. Basically each element specializes in a different kind of thing that can help you. Like fire specializes in offensive strategies, water specializes in growing your armies bigger, stone specializes in defensive abilities, and so on and so on. Each one does something unique. And the monsters also have abilities too. For example, the blobs have abilities that can add positive effects to the game, and then the monsters have negative effects that can hurt your opponents. So you have the choice of like abilities that are more attack oriented or more defense oriented. So I think that's what was missing, is I had to figure out how to add all these special abilities, and I had to balance them all and get them all to work together, and I had to get ones that weren't in conflict with each other. I'm liking the linen on the card too. That's also pretty cool. It just adds a nice level of detail to how they look. This is awesome. I'm so excited to start playtesting with people. I just want to know what people think, get some good feedback in. I guess that pretty much wraps up this unboxing. I was gone for so long, but this is what I've been up to. I've just been putting this together. It's really close. I now have a functional playable game that I think is finally decent. And now I'm just gonna be looking for feedback, and the goal is that, my hope is that in the next year or two that I can get this thing published, whether it's self or I was looking into crowdfunding maybe I crowdfund something like this. If not, maybe I can get it on like the Game Crafter and just have it as a print on demand product, or maybe I'll self-publish it myself. We'll see. Either way, I want to test the waters and see if people like this game, if they're intrigued by it, see what the response is, if people are interested in a game like this or not. So just wanted to put this out there and say I'm still around. I'm just really deep in this. I hope to make more YouTube videos in the future. It's just they are so much work to edit and do all the post-production stuff. It takes quite a bit of time to make these videos. So, but I wanted to put something out there to say this is coming, it's being worked on, and we'll see where it goes from there. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll post updates on my socials on how this game's going, and yeah, finish it off. I'll put it all in the box. Let me grab all our cards. There's 2 draw decks, so one will go on this side, and then the other. Let's see if this fits right. Then we take the parts bag, goes in here, put the pencils in there too. And then lastly, we'll put the survey, the rule book, comic book. There we go. Thanks for checking out the boxing of my new game, Monsters vs. Minis. We'll see how things turned out. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep on drawing. See you later.